What's up, guys? We're back. We got another video here for you. We're going to talk about the Wooden Award favorites. We're going to preview the Wooden Award National Player of the Year and give who we're thinking right now is the person that's going to win it, and also give you some advice on who, if you're looking for some value, might be someone to look for. We'll start it off though here. We'll pull up these odds. This is our odds on the championship. This is on sportsbettingdime.com. So these are all the different odds. Right now it has Oscar Chibwei of Kentucky at plus 600 as the favorite right now. It's got Johnny Davis and Ochai Agbaji tied at second at plus 650. Then you got Drew Timme at 950, Kofi Cockburn at 950, and then Paulo Banchero sitting there at plus 1150. We'll start at the top. We'll work our way down. We'll start with Chibwei. Obviously, this comes on the heels of the game on Saturday where Chibwei, I should mention these are updated. These are as of February 2nd, these odds. This comes on the heels of their game against Kansas where Kentucky looked dominant. Chibwei looked good. Chibwei's putting up insane numbers right now. Zach, what are your thoughts on this, on Chibwei? First, we'll start with him.
Yeah, Chibwei is probably the most dominant guy in college basketball this year. He's so big, so strong. And I think a guy like Chibwei, there's only a couple guys that are like Chibwei, like in all of college basketball. They're even similar to him because he rebounds at a rate that's like a historic rate.
Yeah,
I think it's 6 offensive rebounds a game.
Right now, Chibwei is averaging 16.3 points a game, 15.1 boards. He's getting on the glass. You can't ask for much more out of him. He's on a historic pace.
Yeah, the rebounding numbers are incredible. He makes the game so much easier for Kentucky. I think he might be the most valuable player to his team, but there's some other guys on the list that you could also argue, but man, he is an absolute monster.
Yeah, you look at his recent games. We'll specifically talk about his past few games. We got Kansas. He had 14 rebounds with 17 points. So there's a good game for him right there. The game before that against Mississippi State, 22 rebounds, 21 points. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah. There's no way to put it other than insane.
2020 games are rare in the NBA, and to see it in college basketball, it's incredible.
The game before that, he had 16 points, 14 boards. Game before that, 8 points, 14 boards. He's double-digit boards every night.
Every night, because he's so consistent. You just consistently know you're gonna get a guy that's gonna get 13, 14 plus boards a game. He's probably gonna be in double figures in points. He affects the game a lot defensively too. I mean, he's impressive and definitely deserves to be at the highest on these odds.
The value he adds to that Kentucky roster in his ability to get second chance points, those rebounds, second chances on rebounds, and kick it out, whatever it is. There's multiple chances on each possession for Kentucky because of Chibwei's ability to go and fight for a board. So not only is he a favorite for player of the year, but if it was most valuable player to his team, he'd be right up there because of the value he adds to that Kentucky roster. We'll move now to Johnny Davis here, sitting next, tied with Agbaji for second. But Zach, give me your view on Johnny Davis.
Johnny Davis is he's one of my favorite players to watch because Johnny Davis can take over a game unlike hardly any other players in college basketball right now. I think he's had like 4 30-point games. He's put up, and these have been in big games too when he's put up these monstrous numbers. He's put up, I can't remember, he put up 37 on a highly ranked team earlier this year.
Yeah, so he put up 37 points against Purdue.
Yeah, and they won that game if I remember right.
Yeah, they won 74-69.
Yeah, and
Purdue.
He at Purdue, one at Mackey Arena, one of the toughest places to win. Johnny Davis has the ability to like put his team on his back. Wisconsin without Johnny Davis they're an okay team, but some could argue they might not even make the tournament without Johnny Davis.
Let me rattle these off here for you. He's averaging 21.4 points a game, 7.9 boards, 2.4 assists, and he's shooting 44% from the field. Those are great numbers. Over 20 automatically jumps out to you at that average. And as Zach mentioned, he's had some big performances. He had 37 against Purdue, and then he had 30 earlier this year against Houston. Again, there's another high-profile team, big ranked matchup. And then he had 25 when they played Michigan State a few weeks ago as well. So he's got some big performances. He's coming off a game against Minnesota where he scored 16 points. So we'll see what he comes out with. But again, he's a great player. I believe he was the favorite before that game on Saturday where Chibwei performed very well. So he deserves to be up there. He's someone who gives you good value up there, and someone to watch for sure in terms of favorite player, in terms of player of the year. Next, we'll jump to Agbaji. Ochai Agbaji is putting up some great numbers for the Jayhawks. And
yeah, he's kind of Agbaji and Johnny Davis remind me of each other a lot in terms of what they offer to their team. Like they're both two guards that have good length and they both rebound the ball pretty well for being guards. Johnny Davis really rebounds the ball well for a guard, but Agbaji gives that same type of value to his team where they're not. It's not as drastic as it is with Wisconsin because Kansas has some guys who can really score still, but Agbaji,
he's a great two-way player. Agbaji is. He's a good defender. He changes the game on both ends of the floor. Right now, Agbaji is averaging 20.9 points a game, 4.9 rebounds a game, 1.5 assists a game, and he's shooting 51.5%. He's averaging 20 points and shooting above 50%. That is,
as a guard, it's
amazing. It's great numbers. I've watched a lot of Agbaji this year. I think he's my pick for National Player of the Year. I think he's played very well. And the transition and the growth in his game, Kansas was expecting Agbaji to be the man last year. And I think that had a big impact in their struggles last year, is the fact that Agbaji didn't take that next step. But this year he did. He took the steps needed. He became better, and he is thriving in his role. Now, the knock on Agbaji is his free throw percentage right now. He struggles at the free throw line for whatever reason, shooting great beyond the arc, but takes a step inside and goes to the line. He struggles. We'll see how that plays out as the season goes on, as you start getting later in March, if it starts to make a difference. But we'll see how that looks. We'll jump now to Timmy. We got Drew Timmy sitting there at 4th of the Gonzaga Bulldogs. What are your thoughts on Timmy?
Timmy he's been great at Gonzaga for his whole career. He's just been, now he's in his junior year. He's putting up similar numbers to what he did last year. I don't necessarily love him to win National Player of the Year this year. I don't see that. I don't see it really happening, but he's putting up another great season.
Yeah, right now Timmy's averaging 18.1 points a game, 5.9 boards, and 2.5 assists. And he's shooting 62.1% right there. There's another high percentage, shooting percentage.
With Gonzaga has so many guys that can score, that can score the ball and play make, that it's going to be harder for Timmy to win National Player of the Year versus some of these other guys who their teams rely on them to shoot the ball at a high volume. Whereas Timmy, he's not as relied upon. You got guys like Chet Holmgren there, and you have like Nimhard, and you have Julian Strawther, and so got other guys where Timmy's overall team is probably better than the rest of these guys. And so I think as the season goes and playing at Gonzaga, he's not going to have a lot of the same high profile games that some of these other conferences will have, that where he can kind of make that National Player of the Year moment.
We'll see what Timmy comes out with on Saturday. The Bulldogs are on the road in Provo to take on the Cougars of BYU. We'll see that gets a chance for Gonzaga to get another good win. BYU is a team that is recognized and is projected right now, according to Joe Lunardi, to get into the field for the tournament. So to go on the road in Provo, a place where has historically been one of the more tougher challenges for Gonzaga at BYU, We'll see what Timmy comes out with for the Zags. Next up is Kofi Cockburn for the Illini. He's sitting there at 950. Zach, give me it on Kofi. Let's what are your thoughts on him?
Kofi's also a monster. Kofi and Oscar Chibwei. These are two guys in college basketball right now. They're kind of old school guys. They're old school. They're like that 1980s centers is what they are. They're huge. They get almost all their points in the paint. Kofi will rarely shoot a shot further than 10 feet, but man, he does like what he does well. He really does well. And Kofi, he gets double doubles. He's kind of like Chibwei. He gets double doubles constantly. He's like, and when Kofi's on the floor, he opens up the floor for everyone else on Illinois. And Kofi, I think Kofi he's a guy who could, as the season keeps going, and if Illinois keeps winning games, I think he'll rise. I think he'll rise on this list.
Yeah, for sure. Right now, Kofi's averaging 21.1 points a game, 11.6 rebounds a game, 1.1 assists a game, and he's shooting 58.9%. Those are some good numbers. Now, Zach, we've talked between ourselves a little bit about Cockburn, and you've mentioned some frustrations you've had with him this year.
Some of my frustrations with him is he doesn't, at times, he's not ultra skilled in the paint. Like there'll be times where I'm like, man, this guy, he doesn't have great touch around the rim at times. And he has improved passing out of the post. That's something that would frustrate me in the past. He passes out of the post a lot better now. And but I think he also will get into foul trouble sometimes, but a lot of big men will. And so those are a couple of my main issues is at times he can be limited. If a team has a good game plan against Cockburn, I think Arizona, when we played Arizona, they had an amazing game plan how to stop Kofi. And so other teams have similar guys in height and strength to Kofi. Like they put Koloko from Arizona and Tubelis on Kofi, and he had a really tough time. So I think you can kind of shut down Kofi if you have the right game plan and the right players.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how Kofi continues to develop. Nonetheless, he is up there. He's got the 5th best odds right now, tied for 4th best odds with Drew Timme in terms of National Player of the Year. We'll see how he turns out. We'll see how the Illini continue to perform. I think his team's performance will play a big role in how he's recognized, and Cockburn is undoubtedly a key for the Illini. So we'll see how that continues to go. Finally, we'll talk about Paulo Banchero here, sitting at plus 1150. Banchero, the freshman out of Duke, he's having a good year. He's averaging 17.8 points, 8.3 rebounds, 2.6 assists, shooting 49.6 points a game. What's your take on Banchero, Zach?
I think he's definitely the best freshman in college basketball right now. He has like elite talent, and he has NBA talent, probably more than any of these other guys have. Banchero, he can score at all 3 levels, which I think is a big plus to his game. He's like that class. He's not there. He's like that new modern 4 where he can really get the job done from anywhere. He shoots the 3 pretty well. He drives extremely well. He's physical. So I like Banchero. He's impressive to watch, and he's a big reason why Duke is a 2 seed right now.
Yeah, the Duke's going to need him on Saturday. They go on the road at North Carolina. Banchero, he had a double-double last Saturday against the Louisville Cardinals. He had a double-double before that against Syracuse. We'll see what he comes out with. He is a good player. There's good value for him sitting there where he's at on the odds. A lot to climb up. He's got some good players ahead of him, but it's not someone to count out in terms of those odds. Now, Zach, I'll ask you, we've got these players below Banchero we'll talk about. Give me one name below there that you see if you were putting money down, you'd put it on.
I think I'd put it on Benedict Mathurin from Arizona. I think Arizona, they've lost a couple of games recently, so I think people they're down on them a little bit right now. But Benedict Mathurin, he can absolutely take over games. Like he He's our Canadian boy. He from Quebec, and he's extremely good. Like, he's also NBA type talent. 6'6", scores from, he shoots the three extremely well. He can drive on anybody. One of the most athletic guys in college basketball. I just think with Arizona, and if they can finish this season strong, he will be the biggest reason why. And I think we could see him jump high in these odds in February.
Yeah, two names I see here are Jabari Smith and Jaden Ivey, both on teams that are highly respected in the rankings. They're up there on odds. You have a quick thought on why they sit where they're at on those odds?
I think because they're on teams that have a lot of other guys that do score the ball, and they're not able to score as much as they would on some teams, because these are guys that with elite playmaking, these guys could easily put up 20, 25 a game, but their team doesn't really need it because they have so many other guys with them. I think that's the biggest reason why they're not as high.
Awesome. And Zach will ask, I'll give my pick. I have Agbaji finding a way to win this year. I win the award. Now, call me biased if you want. I think Agbaji's having a great year. The way he's shooting the ball, his efficiency from the field is crazy. I'll say it again. A guy shooting above 50%, yet averaging 20 points a game in college basketball is great. He's a two-way threat. He can defend just as well as he can score. I think he's a great player, and he's my pick right now to win National Player of the Year, especially if the Jayhawks can find a way to get on a roll here and keep moving up.
I like that pick. It's close for me. Agbaji is I would want to pick Agbaji, but I have to give a slight edge to Johnny Davis right now. I think Johnny Davis's impact on his team is as great as all these other players are. I think his impact is the single greatest. I think he's taken Wisconsin from a bubble team to a team who might win a Big Ten championship and who might make a Final Four run because of his scoring ability and his rebounding ability as a guard.
There you go. So that is our thoughts on the Wooden Award, what could happen next. We're excited to see how it all plays out. There's a lot that's yet to come. People could make a run. We'll see. We'll see how it ends up playing out. But as of right now, as of February 2nd, that's who we think. I have Ochai Agbaji winning the Wooden Award. Zach's got Johnny Davis winning it. We'll see. Leave your comments. Who do you think is going to win? Who is good value on if you're picking someone? And we'll see how it all plays out. Talk to you guys later. Take care, and we will see you Friday. We are going to put out another bracketology on Friday, as well as our preview of the weekend coming up. Lots of good basketball, lots coming up. So
I appreciate you guys.
Take care.